Hey guys, K.O.Bania here. I know it's been a while. I just want to show you guys quickly a simple way to do your technical analysis using price action without complicating your chart, right? So there are two major methods I trade with. I love to trade with two simple major methods, and which I want to discuss with you right now. The first one is the using the supply and demand zone and using momentum. So these are price actions. And right now, we want to take a look at Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin chart right now. We are on the daily time frame. Actually, it's been a while. The last time I checked this chart, the price was around 33,000. So first, I want to say there's something called top-down analysis. I just want to go to the last time frame, which is the monthly time frame, and see what's going on. Like have a general view of what's going on, and I can clearly see that this market, as you can see, this market is clearly in a uptrend, right? That's one thing I just want to pick up on this monthly time frame, right? I just see the direction of the trend, and it's also clear to see the major zones, right? The resistance, you can see this, and the support zone, but I like to check that more on the weekly time frame. So I switch to the weekly time frame right now. So I'm on the weekly time frame, and I'm going to zoom out a bit, and I can also see most of those levels I see in the monthly. But sorry, let me go back to the monthly and just stretch out and just pick out those clear point, right? So the first thing you want to do when you open your chart is you want to spot the areas where things are happening, right? Where are the areas where price is getting to and something is happening, right? So the first area I can see below here, although I might not need this area for now, but this is a great support level there. And then spot another one up there. I'll tell you why I'm putting my line just above here, you know. Then there's another one I spot there, right? Clear, clear. I'll spot the remaining ones on the weekly time frame. So I go down to the weekly time frame. Remember what I picked from the monthly time frame is that I know the general I got to know the predominant trend direction, right? That's the first thing I note on the monthly time frame. As you can see, the price is clearly on a uptrend. You can see the momentum on the candle is very huge on monthly time frame. And then I spot key areas where things are happening in the market, this resistance level, this other resistance level, and then this support level. So I move down to the weekly time frame, and what do I want to look here? I want to look at something similar to what I looked on on the monthly time frame, but I want to say it in a clearer way, right? And I want to spot some levels that were not clear on the monthly time frame. So the first level I'm spotting here that is not clear on the monthly time frame is this particular level, which it used to be a resistance, as you can see. It acted as resistance at this point, added a resistance at this other point, and but right now, when this price is coming, it's going to act as a support, just like this, acted as a resistance here. And if price is pulling back here, it's going to act as a support. So I can still see the general I can see still see the general market sentiment is uptrend, is clearly uptrend, right? So I spot what I need to. So I go down to the daily time frame right now. In the daily time frame is where I start to get into analyzing this market, right? This is where I get to see the price action more clearer. Remember, I told you at the beginning of this, I just want to make this very easy. I don't want to complicate my chart. I want to be able to spot key areas, and I want to use demand and supply zone and also momentum. This is my two best favorite price actions, um, a strategy to trade with, right? So I'm going to zoom in on the chart a little bit, and yeah, I can clearly see what is happening right here on this chart, right? What is happening is quite obvious, and I'm going to show you right now. I just need to get this out. So this level we spotted on the monthly time frame is at $38,000, and one thing I want to note using demand and supply zone is there's a supply at this level, right? This is the first time Bitcoin is actually getting to this level. And when it got to this level, it pushed high up to 41,000 before the supply came in and it begins to back down. And then it backed down up to, what's that price level? It backed up to 28,000. Actually, you can call that a pullback or a retracement. It doesn't matter what you call it. But actually, if you really want to pick good time zones or good levels, you don't use point, you don't use supply, you don't use demand, sorry, you don't use support and resistant lines, you use zones, right? Zones are more powerful than lines, right? Zones are areas where market get to and you can clearly see the price action, what is going on now. Very important. The first thing you need to look to check out right now is the wings. The wings is a very good way to determine the supply zone, right? So one thing I'm seeing clearly on this chart right now, and I'm going to map it out for you to see right now, is that there's a supply zone right there at this level, which is from around 37 to 38. There's a clear supply zone there that is really limiting price upward movement, right? So how do I know? If you take a look at this zone, remember we are just doing pure price action. If you take a look at this zone, the first thing you want to note is you want to know the momentum that this candle, these bullish candles took to reach this level, right? It started with this one, my cursor is on, then it went to this one. This one had a bigger momentum, but this supply zone is very huge, so it just brought it the sellers are massive right there. They just brought this price down, so down, my. So as you can see, despite the fact that the price came down here, uh, it, the market didn't reverse. You know why? Because the market's already concluded. It's already concluded its pullback, its retracement at this zone. So I'm going to spot another zone right now, which is demand zone, right? So there's a demand at this zone. And how do I know? Look at the wicks. What does this wicks tell you? This wicks tell you there's a rejection from buyers, right? So as this price, let's start from here. As this price got there and it got rejected by sellers started selling. Price retraced back and they made the usual zigzag movement and then continue to retrace back. But when it got to this level, you can see these wings. Remember, this is a daily time frame. These wings are very, very powerful on the daily time frames, right? These wings that you are seeing, what are these shadows? Some people call it shadow, but I call it wings. These wings that you are seeing right there is telling you that there's demand, right? Buyers are rejecting price from going further down. And if you look back in history, it's not just this place. This place has been, it should be consistent, right? If you look back in history, let me see, you can see it right there. So it's a zone that has been consistent in history, right? Yeah, this chart is is making sense a bit, right? So I spot the zones. So what I did on daily time frame now is to spot the demand and supply zone, and then check the momentum of the candles, right? What speed, at what power was this candle moving with before it got rejected? So I'm going to go to the 4 hour time frame right now. I'm going to try to spot what is going to be my trade setup right there. As you can see now, our zones looks more clear on this day 4 time frame. If you can see, it looks more clear and it looks more respective, right? And this is good. So you can see this pin bar right there. I think this pin bar, let me zoom it so you can see, is actually responsible. It's actually responsible for this retracement that you see here, this pin bar, right? This is a very good signal. If I were looking at my chart and I saw this momentum candle, right, which is a huge momentum candle, and I saw this huge massive rejection at this zone that is mapped out and it's forming this pin bar, I'm fucking selling. I'm fucking selling. If I saw this, well, I didn't see it, so let me do what I see. So guys, so what do I think about this right now? It's obvious the market is trying to make its way back to its last resistance level, but the issue is it is on a supply zone, and this supply zone has proven to be stubborn, right? From what you see here with this momentum and this rejection that you have here, and then again with this one happening at 38,600, 38,600. So what do I think is going? What am I looking for right now? This is what I think. So it has market has made this its usual move and a little pullback and its usual move and a little pullback. So I'm expecting this candle to move up and go retest this level, this huge supply zone. I'm expecting to go test it out. And there are two things that can happen if it tests it out. It can get there and get rejected like this and every other one that has been there, or it can break it a bit, fake out, and tell you and makes it look like it's breakout, like what happened at this junction here. What happened at this junction here? So it can fake it and look like it's breakout and then decide to pull back. So you have to be patient. You don't have to be aggressive. If you're aggressive and you just want to buy, immediately the price break this zone, you can get caught in this type of fake out, right? Is very so what I would do is I will have a depth mark here. So if this price happens to move up to this level again, right? I'm paying attention. What's going to happen? Is it going to be rejected like this? What happened here? If it does not, so let me do it so you can see. So if it move, let's say it moved and it broke this level, right? And it reached the next resistance level. Right? What I'm going to expect, even if it's going to break this level, I'm going to expect it to first make this pullback. You know why? To break this level and break this level is a lot of strength, it's a lot of buying power, right? So except there's a huge buying power, that's when you can see maybe something like this, break this level and break this level, and just go to this new resistance level at 41,000. So what am I looking at? I'm looking into have some power probably to break this level, and then if it breaks this level, it probably goes to this level. It's going to make that pullback except there's that momentum except this is where momentum comes in. So as it's approached this level, and wants to break this level, you have to pay attention to the strength of the candle as it approaches this level. If it has a strength momentum like this, there's more possibility that this thing is going to break this level and it's going to continue, right? So that is how you pay attention to momentum and wings, right? So that being said, I want to zoom out again. So I expect that pullback, and then if we have that pullback and it just ended there, I expect more strength to push over and let's go retest 41,900 again, right? This is how I do my technical analysis using price action, majorly supply and demand zone with momentum without complicating my chart. So you can see what we have just done. It's very easy to understand. There's nothing complicated. If quick recap, we check the monthly time frame. We saw the general direction, the predominant direction of the trend. We switch to weekly and we spoil the major zones, and then we switch to daily, and in daily we also spot the zones. And then did we go to 4 hour? Yeah, and I think in 4 hour we made some we wait for some trade setup to happen, right? So guys, I hope this helps you.